Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different than normally. You're gonna see less of me and more of a car, so hopefully you like that format right here. Well, I'm back here at Gettel Kia of Bradenton, Florida, and right behind me, that blue car right there is a 2022 Kia Forte GT. And today we're gonna check it out in detail on the exterior, interior, on the inside of this vehicle, play with some new tech on it. Finally, we're gonna check out that powerful engine, take it for a spin. So if you're ready, let's go. I did an LXS just a few months ago, and that was a very popular video. This is a performance version of that Kia Forte. Now, it's not a GT line, it's a fully blown GT. We're going to tell you what the differences are in just a little bit. But as far as the styling, the first thing you can see, the difference between this and the LXS is the lights. They look very similar. I mean, it's the same mold, but they're fully LED, right? And you can see these daytime running lights on top of the bottom of these, and as well you can see the projector LED lights. If you scroll down here, you can see that this vehicle also has a fully functional air curtain that allows the air to go through, as well as help with cooling off the brakes. And then you have your fog lights right there. You can see the GT line and GT have those red accents on it, and then you can see the bottom portion of that grille is all open as well. And then if you scroll up here, Tiger Nose grille has those red inserts in them as well. Brand new Kia logo of it. The hood, nice, long, kind of a sporty looking vehicle, but not overly aggressive on that. But what makes a difference, you know, it's not only just the styling on the exterior, but also the engine that powers up this thing. So let's pop it open, let's see what it is. If you watched my Kia Forte LXS video, you know that that one was powered by the 2.0 liter engine, 147 horsepower. Now the GT gets a different power plant. This is a 1.6 liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine producing 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque. It's also made it to a different transmission. This one has a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, while the regular LXS and the GT line has the intelligent variable transmission, which is Kia's sort of CVT transmission. Well, if you look on the side, it does have a prop stick on it, but that's, I guess, standard in its class. And if you look at the insulation on the hood, it's pretty nice, so it should be a nice and quiet ride. Well, check it out, guys. Kia knows how to make this vehicle look sporty, but not overly aggressive. I like the styling of it. I like the body lines. It's not as crazy as the Hyundai Elantra. And by the way, Hyundai Elantra N, that's a completely different vehicle, which is, by the way, one of the first times when the GT line and the N line used to be the same, and the GT and the N used to be the same. Not in this case. Well, that's a completely other video. Just to let you know that the Hyundai Elantra N has got about 276 horsepower, so 75 more horsepower. It also has the 2-liter turbocharged engine versus the 1.6 on this. Anyway, so let's get back to this vehicle. Like that sporty blue, believe it or not, that is the name of this color, sporty blue. I like the body lines on it, not too crazy, not too aggressive. Now, if you look at the wheels, nice design on the wheels. Now, these are 18. Now, on the GT line, you'll get 17-inch wheels. And you can see these are 18-inch wheels. They're 40 on the height, 225 on the width. It does have this red center cap with the new Kia logo right over here. Another thing that I can point out to you, it's black mirror caps, and everything around the windows is also blacked out. It is equipped with the smart entry system, so you don't have to have the key in your hand, as long as it's anywhere on you. See, I'm going to walk up to this vehicle, okay, press this little button right here, and then this vehicle will lock or unlock, and that's it. Now, also on the mirrors, you do have the turn signal indicators in LED, and then you have this black, shiny black trim alongside the bottom of this vehicle right there. At top, shark fin antenna. And moving on to the back of it. On the back, there's a few differences between this and the GT line. Well, the one obvious one is the exhaust. Check it out. The exhausts are nice, large, they're very visible. Okay, on both sides you have the dual exhaust. You also have this aggressive diffuser in the back and this red accents right on top of it. So nice design on it. Right on the side of it you also have the reverse lights / turn signals. So you can turn these on or off. And then right at top right here you have the fully LED lights. You have Forte on one side, GT, not the GT line, on the other side right here. And then you have the brand new Kia logo. We also have this built-in spoiler. Now, as far as the key, okay, you have this trigger style Kia key. This is the new style, new logo. You have the remote start with this key. This is how you lock it, unlock it, hold to open that trunk, which is what we're going to do right now to see how much room there is. Okay, trunk pops up. You have the cargo net. This one's also equipped with the cargo mat inside of it. And let's check this out. I know that it has the spare tire. Well, this one has the spare tire, but it's basically added on as an accessory. Normally it would not come with one, and also has the tools to remove it. It is a nice and deep trunk. You also can see that it's a 60-40 split, and then you can fold the seats down by pulling on either one of those levers, which are on both sides. Guys, I'm sitting in the back of this Kia Forte. I gotta tell you, let me see. Okay, you can see I'm touching my legs into the front seats, but it is a compact sedan, so don't expect tons of room on it. However, I do have quite a bit of headroom, so there's probably another 1.5 inches to 2 inches above my head. Shoulder room for 2 people, it's enough. Third person would have to squeeze in. Interior is actually quite interesting, so let's check it out. Check it out, guys. We start with the door here. Lots of black trim. Okay, this is all hard plastic. They're kind of different textures on it. You also have that piano black around that door handle, and of course you have the window controls. This is padded. You also have this contrast stitching. We'll see a lot more inside of this vehicle. And a little bit of storage for maybe a bottle or a cup right in here. Now, as far as the interior of it, let's move on right here and check out this kind of sporty seats. Now, it looks like leather, but it is the man-made leather, so there's no animals been hurt in making of this vehicle. Let's see what we have here. We do have an armrest with cup holders that folds down. There's no pass-through in here, so only that 60-40 split, but you won't be able to like carry your skis without folding the seats. And the seats are nicely profiled. They do have the contrast stitching on the headrest as well as on the sides of the seats right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. That's more going to be visible in the front. Now, as far as the floor right here, you can slide your feet underneath the seats. They're pretty comfortable. You do have the rear air vents, which is really nice. And you do have a USB, regular USB charger right at the bottom here, which is a big plus. Some of the vehicles don't even have that. And then you have the cargo net in the back of the passenger seat only. Well, one way of checking the quality of the vehicle is to close its door and see how it sounds. Boom, and that's what we're gonna do. And it sounds pretty good. Now, on the front door, just like on the back door, you see some of that piano black, but it's a little bit more interesting. It's got a little bit different design on here. Of course, you have the door handle, you have the mirror windows controls, and then you have the padded armrest. The bottom of here, you have a little bit of storage in here, and then the speaker. Now, I said in the back that it's not branded. It is actually a Harman Kardon stereo, so it is branded. Let's move on to the interior right here. It's pretty cool, right? It's sporty. Look at the seats, nicely bolstered, sporty design. I like that tubing on the around the sides of the seat. I also have the contrast stitching, and of course you have the GT embroidered in the back of the seat. So pretty cool, pretty sporty. You also have the power seat on the GT. You won't have it on the GT line. And look at the pedals right there. Now they have those protective stickers on it, but they're aluminum pedals with those rubber knobs on it to protect your feet from slipping off of it. Now that's what you get in the sporty vehicle. Now what do we have here? You have the dimmer, you have the lane blind spot assist, and you have the traction control that you can turn off. Take a quick look at this interior before we get into detail. I like it. It's not overly too futuristic, but it's very functional. You have the big screen. We're going to take a look at the tech because it's upgraded for 2022. And then as far as the dashboard right there, I mean, it does have a different look of it. You can also see that this kind of polished aluminum, and what you don't see in any other ones, it says GT right there. So that's also different from between this and the GT line, let's say, which are very, very similar vehicles on the exterior, also on the interior, but they perform differently as well. So if you look at the steering wheel, you have the flat bottom steering wheel, you have the GT right there, and then very nice to the touch. This is leather wrapped steering wheel. It does have this red contrast stitching around here, so it kind of goes with the theme of this vehicle. Brand new Kia logo, bunch of buttons on the side. Let's turn this vehicle on. I know we're in February, but it's pretty toasty in here. So let's take a look and let's see what it has in the middle. So as most of the other Kias, they don't have the digital instrument cluster. They decided to go with the regular instrument cluster, and I mean, I don't mind that. I mean, it's pretty cool actually. On the left hand side you have a tachometer and the temperature, on the right hand side you have the speedometer and the fuel gauge. In the middle you have this little customizable, semi-customizable screen. Let's see what we have in here. So just like in regular Kia fashion, you have the trip, then you have your compass. You can also put your turn-by-turn direction from the navigation system, so that's pretty cool. Tire pressure will display if you start driving the vehicle, and then you have this lane keep assist. Now, hey, hold OK for settings. Let's see what that's going to do, because this is also new right here. It opens up the driver assistance, fast, normal, slow, adjust the responsiveness of smart cruise control to the acceleration of leading vehicle. Okay, so we can do that. I thought it was for the lane keep assist, but not. But new lane keep centering, that's what's new in this vehicle, and we're going to talk about it in just a little bit. Well, let's get back to the steering wheel really quick. On the left hand side you have a few buttons right here. You have the mode and the start button. Both of them are customizable, and if you press either one of them, you press the mode button right now, it's programmed to the radio. Okay, which we can turn off. We don't want to get copyrighted. And then you press the start button, and okay, so you can basically put in here, this is what you can have the start button do. So privacy mode, reject, end call, voice memo, reroute, cancel route, quiet mode, or none. And see, custom button navigation, custom button steering wheel, mode button on steering wheel, volume, tune knob. Actually, that can be switched over. I was wondering at one point why would it do that, but I guess maybe for the right hand steering wheel cars, that would be better to actually have the power button on the right hand side, and Kia kind of solved that with having a software for it rather than moving the knobs and creating a different one for each country. So while we're on here, let's take a look at the 10.25 display. That's the bigger display. You can see kind of this purple theme. That's the new theme for the Kia infotainment system. So you can see map, navigation, phone projection. Phone projection, okay, this is an unsolved mystery, and if anybody knows why, let me know. The smaller screen on the Kias have the ability of wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The bigger screens, you have to connect it with a cable. Okay, nobody can answer that question, including Kia themselves. So if you have a good explanation, let me know in the comment section below. So valet mode, quiet mode, HD radio data, radio media setup. Let's go to setup really quick. Vehicle setup. Okay, so you can see the SCC reaction. This is for smart cruise control, driving convenience, warning, timing, volume, forward safety, lane safety. There you go. Assist, warning only or off. So assist basically kind of keeps the vehicle in the center of the lanes, kind of going to center it by itself. If you want to have the warning only without any jerking of the steering wheel, you can set it up to here, or if you can turn it off completely. And there's several different safety settings, blind spot safety, parking safety, etc., that you can basically set it up. Nice and responsive this infotainment system is. Very nice. UVO notifications, user's manual. Now UVO is this Kia system that lets you change a lot of settings on the vehicle, you know, including starting the vehicle from the app without being close to the car. So not sure what the cost of it is, but I'm sure it's not too much. Actually, most of the manufacturers offer it for about $100 a year or so. So not a lot if you want to have the extra features on it. Check it out. Okay, home screen right there, and put map, right, and you can have this screen that 2/3 of the screen is the map, 1/3 you can basically set up different stuff, calendar, radio, map. There you go, you have time. So if you want to look at it like this, that's perfect. See compass. I think it also has the ability to put like the weather in here if you can, you know, just basically look out the window. But anyways, that's a nice infotainment system. I like that on most of the Kias. So the new ones, all of them have it now, and this is the new tech. Also, you have some of the regular buttons if you didn't want to use the screen map navigation. This is again one of those custom buttons: seek, track, radio, media, and setup. And moving down here, of course, you have your hazards. Electronic climate control. It is a single zone climate control. Actually, it's a dual zone climate control because you have a different temperature for a passenger and driver, and the rear gets the same as the front. And then at the bottom right here, you have the USB. It also has the USB charging, and then you have your regular cigarette lighter style power outlet. Now this is where your wireless charging is. Now we have this little wireless charging tips. That's where you put your phone to get it charged wirelessly. Nice features. You have heated ventilated seats for both driver and passenger. Drive modes, you have 3 drive modes: smart, sport, and normal. And check those out. And you know, nice shifter, seen that before. You also can put it in the manual mode. You can shift it by automatically. You can put it in the manual mode, shift it up and down. You can also shift the gears by using the pedals right on the steering wheel. So that's a pretty cool feature. What do we have as far as the rear view camera? Okay, so nothing too crazy about it, just a regular rear view camera. Now you can see this little silhouette of the vehicle right on the side. I believe it also has the parking sensors that are showing up on that. So down here you have cup holders. You also have the electronic parking brake, auto hold for the brakes as well. A little bit more storage right inside of here. And then moving on up, regular mirror, you have the information, UVO, and emergency phone call if you get into an accident, need to have assistance. You have the sunglasses holder. Now all the lighting on the interior of this vehicle is LED. On the lower end models, they're all incandescent, so that's also a difference here. And then you do have the regular sunroof, and it opens up one touch open, one touch close, and the cover is actually manual, so you can slide the shade closed by yourself. That's a pretty cool vehicle. Let's see how it drives. The vehicle is running. You can hardly hear it until you actually put your foot down and rev it up a little bit. Then you can definitely hear a lot of that engine noise coming inside of the cabin, and that's because it's actually speaker enhanced, so it sounds better when you're on the interior. A lot of manufacturers do that because the sound insulation of the vehicle became so good that you can't hear what the engine sounds like, and some of us want to hear that actually. So let's talk a little bit about the Kia Forte. Now a few months ago I did the LXS, which is like the second from the bottom trim up, and a lot of people like that video. Now there's several other trim levels. It actually starts with the FE, which is at about $19,090. That's a starting MSRP. LXS, which I did, was $19,590. GT line, which has a lot of similar characteristics to this one, starts at $21,290. And then if you want to spend this little extra money for the upgraded engine, transmission, more horsepower, as well as the updated suspension. Now this one is a multi-link rear suspension, and the regular one is a torsion beam, so it's not the same suspension. And the difference is this one is going to keep you planted on the road a lot better, especially during cornering. The other one might slip or skip a little bit on those corners. Now GT manual is the next model up, so it actually does offer a manual transmission, and that costs you an extra $1,000, so it starts at $24,490. Well, this particular vehicle, it's got the GT2 package on it, and the list on it, including that destination, is $27,045. So definitely in line with the competition. And by the way, let's talk a little bit about the competition before we take it for a spin. So it's Honda Civic Si. That's basically the staple for this category of the vehicle, and that's offered in the 6-speed manual transmission. I haven't test driven the new Si, but it's always been one of the best performing and the most sought after vehicle on the market. So the Si is definitely something I need to do relatively quickly while I have this fresh in mind. Well, on the Hyundai lineup, usually the GT line and the N line would go head to head, but I mentioned before the GT line and the N line. So the N line on the Hyundai would have the 201 horsepower engine, and the N, the regular, not an N line, but an N on the Hyundai, 276 horsepower. Different suspension, different transmission, more of a kind of a track ready, very aggressive vehicle. Haven't done that one, so I'm curious how that drives. But this, for like the mid performance compact sedan, would definitely be comparable to a Honda Civic Si. Well, Toyota doesn't have their performance version of the Corolla here, and Nissan doesn't have their performance version. They used to have the SERs, Nissans, I believe that's what it was called. It was pretty cool. They had a bigger engine, but I think they dropped that. So most of the mid-size or small sedans, compact sedans, would be like in 145 to 150 range as far as the horsepower. Now, the performance ones are about 200. And then you get to the beast like the N on the Elantra, and it's got 276. We'll take it for a spin. And as always, before we do that, let's check out the turning on this vehicle. Turn the wheel all the way to the left, and we're going to count parking spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 parking spaces. Pretty cool. About in line with the rest of its compact sedans, which is not too bad. You can definitely hear that vehicle, which is not bad. I like that little growl of the engine. I'm in the sport mode right now, by the way, so I'm gonna get on throttle just a little bit here just to check out the acceleration. Okay, we got on throttle here. Very nicely merging into traffic. There's no issue here. I didn't do this from the stop to go. It was more of a rolling acceleration. We're going to check out the one from the stop in here as well in just a little bit. But overall, a decent feel of the vehicle. It does have a decent visibility from the outside right there. No issues here. It is a little bit stiffer. Yeah, I can definitely tell the difference, even with the updated suspension. And maybe with the sport mode, it puts it at a little bit stiffer steering settings in here, because you can definitely feel that. I mean, if you want to have the looks, but without spending the extra money for the engine, you might want to go for the softer ride on the GT line and still have the cool-looking vehicle. But if you like a little bit more performance added onto it, that's probably going to be the car that I would recommend. I can hear the wheels spin, and there you go. It is pretty nice. I definitely think that this car would benefit from having a manual transmission. Now, it is available. Don't have it here, but it would be a lot more fun. That dual clutch transmission, not my favorite, to be honest with you, but it does pick up and go. It does have, you can feel a little bit of that wheel spin in the front, but overall a nice acceleration. Definitely a competitor to a Civic. Now, 27 grand is not cheap. I think Civics are just over $30,000, so that's still a little bit cheaper. Now, if you want the beast, you go for the Elantra N, which is about $31,000 starting on MSRP, but then you get an extra 75 horsepower, essentially in the same body, well, in the same chassis as this one. So, well, a lot of competition, but that definitely is not too bad. On the exterior, I gotta tell you, this one looks probably the best of them all. On the interior, it's got the nice technology in here. As far as the roominess, there's really no complaints about it. The performance, you know, it's I guess you gotta tame your expectations, if you will. So I don't know what I was expecting getting into this vehicle, but it's pretty cool. Well, guys, let's sum it all up. I gotta tell you, on the exterior, it looks nice. It looks smooth, but it does have this performance looking accents on it. I like the wheels, the design of it. I like that it does have the LED lights, and it looks just like the regular 40, except a little bit more beefy, right? But then you get the same look essentially in the GT line, minus the LED lights, minus the bigger wheels, but very similar feel to it on the outside as far as the look. On the interior, I like the tech of this vehicle, so there's a lot of things to like about it. The performance aspect on it, maybe it wasn't what I was expecting, and I wasn't even sure what to expect getting into this vehicle. That dual clutch transmission's probably not one of my favorite ones. I definitely would consider getting one with the manual transmission where you can control how you shift gears and stuff. I mean, I'll give this vehicle thumbs up just because it's the right price, it's competitive within the market, it does have the horsepower. Well, one thing that we didn't talk about is gas mileage. 27 in the city, 35 on the expressway, 30 combined gas mileage, not bad. So you get performance, you get the looks, you get the tech. $27,000 with this GT2 package in here, that's not bad. If it was me, I'd probably opt in for the manual transmission. I'd like to be a little bit more in control of the vehicle as far as shifting the gears and this dual clutch transmission. It's not my favorite. I like that on some of the other Kias. There was the A-Speed, I believe, but this one, for some reason, didn't feel just as good. But that still doesn't take too much from this vehicle. It's still definitely a worthy, compact, sporty performance sedan. So don't overlook it if you're looking for a vehicle in its class. Definitely check it out. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Hit that subscribe button, helps me out a lot. Give me the like and put a comment in the comment section below. I like to hear what you guys think about those vehicles and what would you like to see next. So until then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.